Today is a beautiful day to dive into the latest shocking twists that are about to completely shatter the fragile peace of one of our favorite legacy families. Grab your favorite beverage, get comfortable, and let us unpack the massive drama unfolding right now. The Spencer family has never been a stranger to controversy, betrayal, and high-stakes emotional warfare. But the latest developments are poised to tear the very fabric of their newly rebuilt foundation to shreds. For months, viewers have watched Bill Spencer and Katie Logan fight tooth and nail to repair their fractured relationship, overcoming past infidelities, corporate wars, and deep-seated trust issues. They finally managed to find a semblance of peace, a united front meant to protect their legacy and guide their son, Will Spencer, through his tumultuous young adulthood. However, this hard-won tranquility is currently standing on a terrifying precipice, ready to be pushed over the edge by an unprecedented, multi-generational threat that nobody in the Spencer mansion saw coming. The storm clouds are gathering over Los Angeles, and they are taking the form of two incredibly dangerous, calculating women who have set their sights squarely on the Spencer fortune. The catalyst for this impending disaster is the sudden, breathtaking arrival of a mysterious and utterly gorgeous woman named Darcy. From the moment Darcy steps foot into the opulent circles of Los Angeles, she commands the room with a sophisticated, mature allure that is impossible to ignore. She does not possess the naive, wide-eyed innocence of the younger generation. Instead, Darcy radiates the confidence of a woman who knows exactly what she wants and precisely how to manipulate the world to get it. Her wardrobe is impeccable, her smile is intoxicating, and her gaze holds a depth of worldly experience that immediately sets her apart from the usual social climbers in the city. Darcy's arrival is not a mere coincidence. It is a highly calculated infiltration into the highest echelons of power, and her primary target is none other than the patriarch of the Spencer media empire, Bill Spencer. Bill Spencer, known for his ruthless business acumen and his undeniable weakness for beautiful, complicated women, finds himself instantly captivated by Darcy's magnetic presence. Despite his recent promises of unwavering loyalty to Katie and his ongoing efforts to act as the steadfast head of the family, Bill's colossal ego and inherent desire for conquest make him the perfect prey for a woman of Darcy's caliber. The timing of Darcy's arrival could not be more disastrous for the Spencer marriage. Bill and Katie have been experiencing severe friction lately, engaging in massive, heated arguments over how to handle Will's devastating breakup with Electra Forrester. While Katie has been fiercely protective and deeply suspicious of the people surrounding their son, Bill has taken a harsh, Machiavellian approach, urging Will to play the field and forget his Forrester heartbreak. This marital tension has left Bill feeling unappreciated and restless, creating a dangerous emotional void that Darcy is all too eager to fill with her seductive charm and attentive flattery. As Darcy begins to weave her intricate web around Bill, using her mature elegance to distract him from his marital commitments and his parental duties, a terrifying parallel storyline is unfolding with the younger generation. Melissa Dillon, who has completely shed her good girl facade to reveal her true, calculating nature, is simultaneously executing a flawless seduction of the vulnerable Will Spencer. Following his violent altercation with R.J. Forrester and his agonizing split from Electra, Will has been spiraling into a dark depression, drowning in guilt and isolation. Dillon has masterfully capitalized on this vulnerability, offering him comfort, validation, and a physical escape from his emotional pain. Their recent night of passion at the beach house was not a spontaneous act of romance, it was a strategic victory for Dillon, cementing her grip on the young Spencer heir and ensuring her place within his immediate orbit. The sheer horror of this situation lies in the sickening revelation that these two seductions are not isolated events, but rather a coordinated, devastating attack on the Spencer men. In a twist that will leave audiences gasping for air, it is revealed that the sophisticated, alluring Darcy is actually Melissa Dillon's mother. This mother-daughter duo has orchestrated a brilliant, ruthless campaign to infiltrate the Spencer family from the top down. While Dillon secures her future by sinking her claws into the emotionally fragile Will, Darcy uses her seasoned expertise to enthrall the billionaire patriarch, Bill. It is a masterful, terrifying display of manipulation designed to extract maximum wealth, power, and status from one of the most influential families in the fashion and media industries. They are operating in perfect, lethal synchronization, exploiting the existing fractures within the Spencer family to tear them apart from the inside out. Katie Logan, whose maternal instincts and investigative skills have always been her greatest assets, is the first to sense the impending doom. For weeks, Katie has been fiercely investigating Melissa Dillon, convinced that the young woman is hiding a dark past and harboring malicious intentions toward Will. Katie's relentless digging has already uncovered inconsistencies in Dillon's background, but nothing could have prepared her for the apocalyptic truth she is about to unearth. As Katie pieces together the clues, tracking Dillon's movements and analyzing the sudden, suspicious arrival of the glamorous Darcy, the horrifying reality of the situation washes over her. Katie is absolutely paralyzed by the realization that history is cruelly repeating itself, but this time, the threat is magnified exponentially. She is not just fighting off one opportunistic woman. She is facing a synchronized, multi-generational assault on both her husband and her beloved son. The psychological toll this realization takes on Katie is profound and agonizing. She has survived heart transplants, she has survived her sister Brooke's betrayals, and she has survived the madness of women like Quinn Fuller attempting to destroy her life. But this feels entirely different. This feels like a targeted assassination of her family's soul. Katie is forced to watch in silent horror as the two men she loves most in the world are simultaneously blinded by the seductive illusions crafted by Darcy and Dillon. She sees Bill becoming increasingly distant, his attention diverted by clandestine meetings and late-night messages from Darcy. She sees Will becoming increasingly dependent on Dillon, mistaking her calculated comfort for genuine affection. Katie knows that if she acts too rashly, she risks pushing Bill and Will further into the arms of these manipulative women, but if she stays silent, she will lose her family forever. The emotional tightrope she must walk is agonizing, setting the stage for a spectacular, explosive confrontation. Meanwhile, the dynamic between Bill and Darcy grows increasingly charged and illicit. Darcy knows exactly how to play the game with a man like Dollar Bill. She does not demand his time, she simply makes the time they spend together utterly unforgettable. They share expensive wine in dimly lit, exclusive restaurants, engaging in conversations that stimulate Bill's intellect while simultaneously stroking his massive ego. Darcy makes Bill feel like the invincible titan of industry he believes himself to be, offering a stark contrast to the grounded, often critical reality check that Katie provides at home. Bill is a man who thrives on power and validation, and Darcy is serving it to him on a silver platter. He is willingly walking into a beautifully decorated trap, blinding himself to the obvious red flags because the thrill of the conquest and the intoxication of Darcy's attention are simply too addictive to resist. Simultaneously, at the beach house, Dillon is tightening the noose around Will's heart. She plays the role of the devoted, understanding confidant to absolute perfection. When Will is consumed by guilt over his violent outburst against RJ and his lingering, painful love for Elektra, Dillon is there to stroke his hair, whisper sweet reassurances, and pull him into her bed. She is systematically isolating Will from his family's influence, subtly feeding his resentment toward the Forresters while positioning herself as the only person who truly understands and accepts his flaws. Will, desperate for an anchor in the stormy sea of his own making, clings to Dillon with a tragic intensity. He has no idea that the woman holding him in the dark is actively plotting to secure his inheritance, nor does he know that her mother is currently dismantling his parents' marriage. The narrative reaches a terrifying, explosive climax when the sickening truth finally begins to dawn on Will Spencer. The discovery is not a sudden, dramatic confession, but rather a slow, agonizing realization as the pieces of this twisted puzzle fall into place. Perhaps Will notices a familiar piece of jewelry, overhears a hushed phone conversation, or stumbles upon a text message that connects his new girlfriend to his father's mysterious new companion. When the realization hits him that Darcy, the glamorous woman who has been monopolizing his father's time and causing massive friction in his parents' marriage, is actually Melissa Dillon's mother, Will's entire world collapses in on itself. The sheer disgust, betrayal, and psychological horror of the situation threaten to break his already fragile mental state. Will is plunged into a devastating spiral of guilt and revulsion. He realizes that he has not only betrayed Elektra's memory by falling into bed with Dillon, but he has also unwittingly become a pawn in a grotesque game that threatens to destroy his mother's happiness. The thought that he is intimately involved with the daughter of his father's mistress is a level of toxic dysfunction that even the Spencer family has never encountered. Will is paralyzed by the weight of this double betrayal. If he exposes the truth, he will blow up his parents' marriage, devastate his mother, and publicly humiliate his father. If he keeps the secret, he is complicit in the emotional assassination of his own family. The crushing guilt of this impossible dilemma leaves Will physically ill and emotionally shattered, trapped in a nightmare from which there is no easy awakening. This impending explosion of truth promises to be one of the most spectacular, destructive events in the history of Los Angeles high society. When Katie finally gathers the undeniable proof of this mother-daughter conspiracy, her maternal rage and spousal betrayal will ignite a firestorm that will scorch the earth. Katie is a survivor, and when backed into a corner, she possesses a ruthless strength that rivals even dollar bills. She will not simply ask for a divorce. She will seek total, absolute annihilation of Darcy and Dillon's social and financial standing. Katie will weaponize her position at Logan Creations and her vast resources to expose the grifters, but the collateral damage to her own family will be immeasurable. The trust between Bill and Katie, painstakingly rebuilt over years of therapy and compromise, will be instantly vaporized by Bill's arrogant, foolish susceptibility to Darcy's charms. For Bill Spencer, the fallout will be a catastrophic blow to his ego and his legacy. He prides himself on being the smartest man in the room, the puppet master who controls the strings of everyone around him. To realize that he was expertly played, manipulated, and seduced by a woman who was simultaneously using her daughter to con his son will be a humiliation of epic proportions. Bill's arrogance will be his ultimate downfall, and the realization that his actions have directly contributed to his son's psychological torment will haunt him forever. The great dollar Bill Spencer will be brought to his knees, not by a corporate rival like Ridge Forrester, but by his own insatiable hubris and a pair of brilliant, ruthless women. As for Will, the psychological scars of this double betrayal will alter the trajectory of his life forever. The innocent, albeit troubled, young man who just wanted to find love with Elektra will be hardened by the sickening reality of his family's toxic dynamics. He will learn the hardest lesson of all, that in the world of billionaires and fashion empires, love is often just a transaction and trust is a luxury that no one can afford. The Spencer family, once a united front against the Forresters, will be left fractured, bleeding, and fundamentally changed. The arrival of Darcy and the true unmasking of Melissa Dillon have set the stage for a saga of deceit, seduction, and revenge that will keep viewers on the edge of their seats for months to come, proving once again that in this city, the most dangerous weapons are not forged in boardrooms, but in bedrooms.